Good morning, everybody. It's really early here. It's actually not that early, but it's pretty early. So I'm actually making homemade chicken stock today. I have a church cook that I'm doing this weekend, and I need it for my special green chili. And I've gone ahead and I filled up my pot pretty close to the top. I've got about 2 inches left before I can put any more water in, but I feel like once I put in my veggies and my onions and my spices, I'm not going to need to put in any more water, and we'll just let that simmer and cook for a few hours. So this is it's not like an all day process, but it's definitely a process. So it's going to take a few hours to cook, and then I'm going to have to let that cool down, things along those lines, and then I'm going to have to strain it. So I went ahead and instead of making my own chicken or deboning my own chicken, I went and got a rotisserie chicken from my local market. I did 2 of those, and I took all the chicken off that was already cooked, and I have that saved in the fridge for different meals throughout the week. And then I put all the bones, including the skin, everything into the pot itself. Right now I'm going to cut up 1 large white onion. You don't need this to be pretty. It doesn't need to be diced. You actually want to throw everything in, so very roughly chopped. Skin and all, everything. Put that in. Let's get this other side going. So now that I've got that in, it calls for about 3 roughly chopped carrots. The produce at my market yesterday was not very great, so I just went ahead and got a little bag of baby carrots. I just tend to throw a little bit in there according to my desire. You can put as much as you want in. This is actually a pretty simple recipe that comes out, and it makes anything that you use it in a pretty substantially, you can notice the difference, if that makes sense. It's not the same as the chicken broth or bone broth from the store. So the standard one calls for about 3 roughly chopped celery sticks. Since I've got 2 of the bones from the rotisserie chickens in there, I'm probably going to do about 6. And I'm just going to roughly chop those, all the stalks, everything and all. I did rinse all these before I did that because we don't want any dirt in our stock. Throw these in there. Once your stock is done, you're going to be draining all of the liquid out. You're not going to be needing any of these. So whatever goes in there, don't worry too much about. Minus the dirt. You want to rinse your veggies. Okay. Got my trash bag here. And then I went ahead and I got, this is my favorite seasoning. So it's going to just be a poultry rub that I get at my local market. And this one actually has, let's see, rosemary, sage, and thyme. I am going to add a few basil leaves as well. I like to season my broth beforehand. I know that some people, you could just make it with just the chicken bones. Personally, I like to put all the seasoning in so that when I freeze it and I use it to cook, everything's ready. So I've got 2 packets of these, and I'm just going to throw both of these packets right on in and use the entire thing as seasoning. Okay, throw those away. And my next step is going to be garlic. I am a huge garlic fan. I prefer fresh garlic. They do have freshly peeled garlic at the store. I do like that. But this go around, I'm actually going to slice a head or 2 of garlic. And I'm going to put that whole thing in there, skin and all, and let that cook with it. Get my wooden spoon out. I'm going to push all of that in, stir it around a little bit, get the bones off the bottom. I've got the oven or the cooktop on high right now just to get it simmering. And then I am also going to add a little bit of salt. So I like the Himalayan pink salt. I just get a little bit of it, not a handful, but I like the rocks. I don't crush them, so I get a little bit like this. And then I just go ahead and sprinkle it in. And then I taste it later on. and I add more as needed. So the one thing with the rotisserie chicken is that the rotisserie chicken is already kind of pretty salty, so you want to be careful with as much salt as you use. I tend to like salt. Probably not the best thing in the world to like, but I do. So I'm going to let that sit and simmer for just a little bit. Let's find my bay leaves. Hold on. All right, so I've got my bay leaves. I'm probably going to add, I don't know, what do I got in here? The rest of that, my bay leaves. Looks like 4 or 5 leaves. And then I am going to just let that sit and simmer for a couple of hours and then come back and check on it. I am going to go and get ready for work, and I hope that you guys enjoy your day. Come back for the final results. I'll show you how to strain it, and I'll show you how I can it and what you guys can use it for. Thank you. Have a good day. Bye.